I think I'm wearing every colour that actually exists on the planet. Maybe this looks cooler, but I want my glasses so I can actually see you, so... Hello darlings, I can't tell you why you're here, if you're even there at all, but I can tell you why I'm here. My name is Tess Conlon, I'm 23 years old, I live in Sydney, Australia, in a rainbow, apparently, and I am a filmmaking student slash vaguely creative human disaster. I just want to be open with you guys here at the beginning about what this channel is and what it's going to be for. Besides the idea of wanting to create things for other human beings, because I just love human beings, like, this is an exercise of quite sort of personal fulfillment, little bit of selfhood building or something. So please skip over this if you want to, I probably would if it was me. But I just want to be honest with you all about my purpose here. It is to look up, not just in. And I promise by the end of the video you will actually know what I mean by that. Basically, I deal with an anxiety that I feel like is very common to a lot of creative people. Well, all kinds of people, but I think also especially us millennials, because we're kind of trying to go through a really busy world and be able to afford food and stuff like that, and we're just always kept busy. It's this weird bottomless anxiety about productivity. Like, you always have to have something to make, something to say, something to contribute, something that can go out into the rest of the world and be judged as being useful or not useful, good or bad by all these other people that are viewing it and thinking about it, because, you know, those people matter, but you don't. Like, that's sort of what this sort of voice of doom is actually saying to us. You know, this sort of, why would you do anything that you are only doing for yourself or that you just enjoy on your own? I mean, your thoughts don't mean anything. You don't count. I've seen thousands of people over the years articulating this kind of pressure in some way. So essentially, all of these voices are poisonous, and they turn your entire life and the things that you're doing into a game of worthiness. I'm really tired of that game. Like, I've done it for so many years, but I've realized that there is actually a way out of it. And that is to, I suppose, combat it with the armor of our creativity. Creativity is the center of my life, essentially, so therefore it makes me very, very happy and it fulfills me. But you can also use it to do that thing of making something for others. So that kind of dichotomy means that I can actually allow myself to do it. So basically, if I think, let's do this because one other person on planet Earth might see it or think about it or find it useful, the underlying message of that is that through it being possibly productive and worthy for them, for this imaginary person, then along the way, maybe it's good for me too. Maybe I like it too. This is a favourite thing of mine to do. Nothing like recognising sort of toxic thought systems and flipping them back around for your own benefit, essentially. Like, I've realised the kind of activity that my brain allows itself to do because it justifies it by saying, oh, I suppose you like it, but, you know, maybe so will other people, they're the ones that matter. So, I don't know, I like the idea of turning it on its head and just being like, I'm gonna make something that seems to be for other people, like this film or this artwork or this YouTube channel. Like, nothing like spitefully getting the best of your mental illness, like... gotta love that. So, simply put, as a filmmaker, filming things, even sort of briefly or casually or offhand, as I plan for them to be, it's my personal way to trick a perfectionist mind into letting itself do enjoyable and happy things because they are validated by this little moment of a creative process that puts them out into the world as the productivity, as the thing that you have to do in order to like earn your space on Earth, almost, is what it sometimes feels like. So, you know, if I'm earning my spot through something that's actually doing me good in my head, then I don't know, that's quite beautiful to me. I've done all kinds of other projects throughout my life. Projects that have been public in some way, like my films on their Vimeo channel, or writing film reviews, or making photography or collage pieces that I post on some public platform, a portfolio. And I love all of those and I will continue to do them, but alongside that, they are always a requirement as well as something that I actually love. They need me to do something and get it done and have it be of good quality. Now, that's how most things in life work, kind of duh. But that process means that it's really easy for all those toxic thoughts about self-worth to get in there and to just make it constantly about productivity, in terms of maths, like how many things have you made today, or about achievement, even though awards or university marks or whatever else can be like so subjective and everything. It was a form of expression that was positive, but even so, to get to that positivity, there was always somewhere else that I needed to be going. Like, to get to the place where this thing was, the finished thing that I was making. So that kind of drive and that journey is good for sometimes, but it seemed like every single day I was needing to get to a place or a thing that was outside of myself. And in that, it's like I was never enough just as myself. Like, I'm not enough. I'm never enough. And it's not healthy to feel like that basically 100% of the time, even if it's in pursuit of creative things that you absolutely love to do and never want to give up, and you'll be proud of them when you're finished, but your mindset being affected by them in this way of just, I'm never enough just as a person, as a regular person, like, that's not okay all the time. So this channel is kind of about me embracing what I do and knowing it is worthy, whether it's the hugest of achievements or the barest of survivals. Sharing a tiny bit of the joy and the beauty and the life that I come across every day, or in a week, or in a particular experience. It means I'm deeming it and myself to be enough. Like, I don't have to write 3 screenplays, win 2 awards, make 4 artworks, and meet with 7 producers every day or something. Like, I don't know what these expectations are, and they're just so, they've never been real, but it's literally impossible to live your life like that. And so I'm sick of feeling like a failure on the many, many, many days when I don't achieve that much. So this is a space for me and for you and for anyone to not have to worry about getting somewhere in order to deserve and to share what we're proud of and what happens in our lives. We don't need to get there to this process of perfection. We don't need to get there. The camera comes with us to wherever we are, wherever we get to that day. And it captures what life was like at that time, and the good little parts of it, or difficult ones that are meaningful, or just whatever we want, basically. But especially those good little parts. Like, good little parts can kind of keep you going in between the bigger good parts of life. And so I want all of us to appreciate them. This kind of ease, to me, is completely essential. The fear of, without achievements I am nothing, like, it can freeze you from actually achieving those achievements, because there needs to be space in your brain and energy in your body to actually do what you're doing. Like in my case, it might be making films, writing them, you know, the actual production process. Or for you, let's say, you know, you're studying medical science. Like if you're so busy getting down on yourself and feeling unworthy, then there's not going to be room in your head for all of the amazing, I don't know, like 5 million diagrams of cells that you need to know that I will never understand ever in my life. Science. We all need to ease into knowing that you are never nothing. You mattering is not conditional, it's permanent. And so what you do matters, what makes you happy matters, and that includes if you choose to share it in some way. To share it in some kind of revelry, I suppose, like I plan to here. I am confirming through behavior that it is worth my time and that I am worth having a voice as a person saying, hey, listen to me if you want. Like, I'm a human that could be listened to. I am a human like any other. I am moving through this world and I'm allowed to be here doing whatever I happen to be doing at that time. Oh god, this is all so just weird and philosophical. Like, God help anyone trying to watch this. Frickin' kudos if you've even lasted this long, but like, I'm almost finished, I promise. I guess the message is that life is just too damn short not to embrace joy and not to make memories out of deliberately prioritizing it and celebrating it. We all would have different ways of doing that, of drawing our own attention to these good moments that our life is made up of. And I'm choosing to celebrate by doing film and video because it's a medium that I've used for so many years, but now and here I want to embark upon doing it in a new platform and also for a new purpose. A lot of the work I've made is very thought out, very planned, and often, you know, at least in my intention, I don't know if how much the end product reflects it, but it's very deep and sort of internal aiming in its meaning in terms of what I hope that it says to people or what I hope they could find in it. Like, honestly, I'm a nightmare in pre-production of any film I've ever done. God bless my family and friends for putting up with it. Everything is planned, storyboarded, created from deliberate inspiration, references. It's shot exhaustively, it's edited exhaustively, and I put it out into the world so this work ethic reflects how deeply I consider everything that I do and that I want it to be the best I can make it. In all of this, I'm constantly looking in, which we should all do, of course, but talking to yourself about yourself and the world and character journeys and what it all means in your heart and mind, like, being so complex all the time and just looking in can wear you down. So I'm here to look up. All of this came to me as a metaphor when I was listening to Florence and the Machine's Third Eye for the, I don't know, 5 millionth time. And the opening lyrics of it just suddenly hit me in this really intense kind of new way that, despite all of my listening, it had never quite clicked like that for me before. And she says, hey, look up. Don't make a shadow of yourself, always shutting out the light. Caught in your own creation, look up, look up. Don't get me started on Florence and the Machine, we'll be here for days. So, like she says, I want to look up. Up to light in every sense of the word, up from, like, what you're working on, to see the world and its people offering joy and beauty to you and it falling out of the clear blue sky the way natural experiences can. Look up to things that make you happy and get you up in the morning. and look up to what gives you the space and energy to keep going up, to become your higher and best self. So, as I've been saying, caught in my own creation can be a good thing, but you'll make a shadow of yourself if you're shutting out the light, simple light of the world, and looking in only to philosophical questions and life meanings all the time. So I won't just look in, I will look up and devote the time to celebrating that in my existence, including turning my beloved cameras onto it and not just saving them for the artistic commitment of looking in. Look up! Am I sitting here thinking really deeply about the concept of not thinking deeply for once in my life? Yes. So this is it for my first proper video, and I talked way too much, which will be a recurring permanent theme. But if you like this and you want to see more of what I can make, then hit that subscribe button and we can go on this crazy journey of life together. Yay! Okay, this is a mess. Bye.